你们知道现在大学生的就业率有多
Do
高
you
吗？
know how high the
前两天
employment
我
rate
一
of
个
college
朋友，他
students is
是大
now?
学的老
A
师，
few
跟我
days
讲
ago, a
他们
friend of
的
mine
压
who
力
was a
很大，因为
university
开学
teacher
了。
told me that he was under
现
a
在
lot
学
of
校也
pressure
要求
because
他
the
们
school
必
had
须在
started and the new
多少月
principal
份之
required them to
前
increase the
把就业
employment
率
rate to
保
over
证在固定的
50%
水
within
平。
a certain number of
我说你们
months.
现在多少？
I asked
他
what
说
the
我
rate
现
you
在不
reach
到
now. He
6%，
said less than
说你们
6%. The current
6%
employment rate of
的就
fresh
业率，
graduates
现
is
在
only
应届
6%.
毕业生，
Brothers, can you
你
imagine
们
it?
感想？
China's economy has continued to be sluggish in recent years, with a large number of small and micro enterprises closing down. Many videos have been uploaded on Chinese social media platforms showing people going to other cities to look for work. They cannot find a job when spending all their money, fainting on the streets due to hunger. At the same time, many people work so hard, spending 2 or 3 hours commuting to work every day, and they dare not quit their jobs easily because it's difficult to find a job nowadays. Let's talk about related topics today. But before we do, we would like to invite you to subscribe. Your support is our greatest motivation and allows us to bring you more valuable content. Now, moving on. According to reports, a woman with the surname Dong from Henan province lives in Xinyang City while working in Jiaozhou City. She drives 110 kilometers from home to work every day, earning only $636 monthly. Recently, Miss Dong posted her commuting route online, which immediately sparked heated discussion. My company in Jiaozhou, Henan province, and my home in Xinyang. I commute 110 kilometers and have been doing this for 9 years. To be honest, I am neither boss nor boss's wife. It's just that the company atmosphere is very good and everyone is happy at work. This year is my 10th year working here. The salary also increased little by little, and at the beginning it was only $414. In the past, I commuted by carpooling and the company reimbursed it, so the pressure was not that great. I just want to find a ride so I can save some money. Miss Dong told reporters that she started working in 2015, and her current job is her first job after graduation. She said, "When I joined the company, it was in downtown Zhengzhou. At that time, it took 40 minutes to drive to work one way, but I didn't have to take the highway, so the cost pressure was not that great." At the end of 2017, the company moved to Jiaozhou City and she began commuting across the cities. It has been 7 years now. The monthly commuting fee is $300, which accounts for almost half of her salary. When she first worked in Wuzhou County, the company reimbursed her tolls, but now it doesn't, so she feels a lot of pressure. She said, "I posted a video on the internet to recruit carpooling partners, and some people contacted me, but I haven't found a particularly suitable one yet." She said that more than a dozen employees in her company commute across cities in this way. Many netizens commented, "Commuting costs $14 a day, $280 a month, and the salary is only $636. So what's the point of doing it?" One netizen said, "I earn $414 a month and my car fare is $100. I also have to order takeout and commute 3 hours back and forth." One comment is as follows, "My partner earns $456 a month, gas costs $276, plus food expenses. Sometimes he drives his own car to the countryside. Anyway, he works for nothing after a month." Another person said, "I commute 80 kilometers every day. I have been doing this for almost 10 years, earning $700 monthly."
长时间的通勤会毁
Will
掉
a
生活
long
的幸福
commute
感
ruin
吗？
your happiness
我
in
们住
life?
在城
We
郊，
live
不
in
仅在吃
Chenyang
北，
District
等压
Qingdao
到公司，
Shandong
每
and
天
work
来
in
回50
Xibei
公里。
District Qingdao.
早上
Every
8
day
点
we
20分出
commute 50
门，早
kilometers
餐就
back
在
and
路
forth
上
from
解
home
决，
to the
一包牛
company.
奶，一
I
个面
leave
包，
home at
还有点吃
8:25
的
in the
豆腐。
morning and have
平
breakfast
时
on
吃
the
不吃
way.
到，
A
完
packet
全
of
取
milk
决
and a
于
piece
路
of
上
bread
是
can
否
last
堵
me
车。
until noon.
如果路况
Late or
顺
not
利，那
depends
我会在这
entirely
个
on
时
whether there is
间
a
到达
traffic
下
jam
班
on
的
the
公司楼
road.
下。
If the
45
traffic
分钟
conditions are
后
good, I
就
will
会
arrive
使用
downstairs at my
手动码
partner
卡。
Xiaojiang's
6点
company at
20
9:10.
冲一杯黑咖
After
啡，再
walking for
骑一
5
下个
minutes,
人
I
时间。
successfully
晚
clocked
上
in
6
at
点把电脑
9:16
关
and
掉，
made a
去
cup of
最
black
好的
coffee at
公司。
9:20,
一
starting
般
my
这个
day
点
as an
呢，你请在楼
employee.
下等
I
我，
turn off
在
the
你今
computer at
天
6
开来的
p.m.
比
and
较
quickly
晚。
flee the company.
6点10
Usually at this
我
time,
能出了。
Xiaojiang is already
新的
waiting
路
for
线
me
会非常
downstairs,
严
but
重，
today he
法
came
规
late
上
and I
禁止
got in the
随
car
意
at
移动。就
6:17.
这样从白
There was a
天
heavy
开到
traffic
黑
jam
夜，
today. It was
晚上7
almost
点半
impossible to move
终
on
于
the
到
ring
家了。
road, so we
这
drove
一
from
2个
daylight
小
to the
时的
dark
通勤时
night.
间对我们
Finally,
来
we
说
got
已
home at
经习以
7:30
为常
p.m.
了。
In fact, the
日复
2-hour
一
commuting
日，
time is
红红
already
灯
normal
照，
for
不
us.
过为
I am
了
busy
继
day
续
after
培
day
养。
just for a few
但一想
coins.
到万家灯
However, when I
火，
think
没
that
一
among
家
thousands
没
of
瓦
lights there is
亮，
still
我
one
就
lit
觉
for
得
me,
未
I
来
feel
的日
that the
子
future is
一切
promising and
值得。
everything is worth it.
从你家到公司
How long does it take to get from your home to the company? It takes me 5 hours to travel 200 kilometers. Today, I'll show you the experience of commuting across the cities. The alarm clock rang at 4:30 a.m. I get up feeling very sleepy, brush my teeth, wash my face with closed eyes. I finish washing up at 4:58, change my clothes, put on my new clothes, and drink a cup of coffee. I'll feel tired all day without that cup of coffee. The coffee is not bad, but it's worse than Credit Susie. Hurry up, my colleague is coming to the gate of the community to pick me up. I have to run faster. Other people's night parties haven't finished yet, but our morning party has already begun. The breakfast stalls for the working class are already set up. I get into my pretty colleague's car. Let me show you the car. This is the high-tech area at 5 a.m. The car is parked in the parking lot at 6 o'clock. Today, I took a free ride by the advertising company's car to work in Jiaoshui. Let's go buy some breakfast, otherwise there's nothing to eat in the village now. At 6:30, the vegetable steam bun is really delicious. I got on the highway from Xi'an at 7 o'clock, and just after taking a nap, I got stuck in a traffic jam. The roads to the company are highways in the mountains, so it's easy to get stuck in traffic. When will it be better? The photographer flew over with a drone to take a look, and fortunately there was no car accident ahead. After waiting for about an hour, I am able to pass through. After driving for another hour and a half, I can see the sign of our factory. At 9 o'clock, I entered the village and went to the company to start work. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning and arrive at the company at 9 o'clock. This is my early commute. In recent years, China's economy has continued to deteriorate, the unemployment rate has soared, and many young people cannot find jobs. The video shows that on March 4th, in a small restaurant, the owner was sitting in the store eating, and a young man in a black short-sleeved shirt walked in and said to the owner in a somewhat reserved tone, "Excuse me, do you need anyone here?" The boss replied, No. The man refused to give up and said, "I can do any job, just assign me any job, I can do any job well." The boss said that he is not hiring anymore. The man was very disappointed. He walked hesitantly to the restaurant's door and stood there for a while. And then he turned around and begged the owner, "Can I help here for 2 days? I just need to have food during these 2 days. I don't need to pay for it. I will leave after 2 days." The restaurant owner looked up at the man and asked, "Just to have food to eat?" The man quickly replied, "Yes, I just want food to eat these 2 days, nothing else." The owner stood up and walked towards the kitchen. At the same time, he asked the man, "Where are you from and why are you so miserable?" The man replied that he was from Hunan province and came to Guangdong province to find a job. "I have no choice, I can't find a job, so I just want to come here to help for 2 days and have a meal. After eating, I will have the energy to keep on looking for a job." He admitted that he had not eaten for a day and a half. The boss immediately went to the kitchen to cook for the man. The man said he could work for the owner first. The owner said, "No need, just wait outside," and the man repeatedly said, "Thank you." Then the boss brought a big bowl of rice noodles and a plate of fried vegetables and asked the man to sit down and eat. He started to eat voraciously. The boss's good deeds were praised by many netizens. In an interview with the media, he said, "I understand how difficult it is for those people." I thought he was the guest to eat, and then he asked me if the store needed anyone. I told him that I didn't need to recruit anyone for the time being. He wandered outside for a second or two, then turned back and told me that I only needed to provide meals and didn't need any salary. I saw that his legs seemed to be a little lame, so I cooked a meal for him. I told him that if he couldn't find a job outside, he could come to my place for dinner anytime and anywhere, and that is free. I said, "Come over because being alone outside is sometimes not easy. I've experienced it myself." He feels very grateful to me. This blogger used to be a live streaming host. After resigning, she hasn't been able to find a job, and her salary is much lower than in previous years.
我好崩溃啊，家人们！
I'm so devastated. My dears, is it so difficult now? I want to know how many days it usually takes to find a job. To be honest, my requirements are not very high. Even $550 will be enough. My previous salary was sometimes $830 to $1,000 and sometimes $1,100. When I returned to Zhengzhou again this year, my salary was as low as it could be. Then I asked a clothing store. The base salary was $280 and the commission was not high, which means that if you sold goods worth $1,400, you would get $4.80. I'm really upset and I have a terrible headache.
我好崩溃，我特别头痛。
Blogger Meow Meow analyzed the reasons why it's difficult to find a job.
第一，因为现在
First, because the current business environment is not good, many bosses have gone bankrupt, they themselves have no jobs, and they have no ability to recruit more employees. Second, there are really too many college students now. Every year, tens of thousands of graduates come out to find jobs, but now there are simply not enough people needed. Everyone is desperately looking for jobs, so it's becoming increasingly difficult to find jobs.
越来越难找。
According to statistics from the Ministry of Education of China, the number of college graduates in China reached 11.79 million in 2024, a record high. According to a report released by Zhaopin.com, a well-known online recruitment platform in China, the employment rate of Chinese college graduates in 2024 is 55.5%, which means that nearly half of the graduates are unemployed. As the job market was unable to fully absorb all college graduates last year, the number this year has increased by 430,000, making the employment situation for young people in China even more severe.
我是安徽的。
I am from a rural area in Anhui province. My mother is a migrant worker. I used the hard-earned money of my mother's life to complete an ordinary undergraduate degree. In the end, I find that I can't even find a decent job. My mother is too old. She doesn't expect that her family will try to escape the fate of the cheapest migrant workers. What we welcome are the cheapest college students. Now the jobs I'm interviewing for, all their salaries offered are about $400 a month. With $400, the company can recruit a lot of undergraduate graduates like us. But in today's society, you definitely can't recruit a migrant worker with $400. Just like my mother, she earned the cheapest salary to support me. After much difficulty, she finds that I'm still earning $400, which is not even as good as a migrant worker's salary. I've been confused while looking for a job in the past. Many of my male classmates have become delivery guys, and many of my female classmates have started live streaming.
女同学都去搞直播了。
The blogger will graduate this year with a master's graduate. She started sending out resumes in late September last year, mainly to major internet companies including Alibaba, NetEase, Baidu, JD.com, etc. In total, she sent out about 70 or 80 resumes. She said that she only received 2 offers during the entire fall recruitment process, and the salary was far below her expectations. She lamented that it was really difficult to find a job.
对，我是一个文科生，但是我也有过3段的。
I am a liberal arts student, but I have had 3 internship experiences in large companies, respectively in operations and products. At first, I targeted the positions with higher salaries, so I plan to apply more for the product positions in this fall recruitment. However, I don't know whether they use AI to filter for many positions. Perhaps because they didn't find some of the keywords they wanted in my resume, so many of my resumes were directly rejected. This made me feel that something was wrong with the situation, so I started applying for operations positions. I assumed that the product positions were not easy to get, but the operation positions should be a piece of cake. I had internship experience at Xinhua News Agency, at Meituan, and in other companies, so I have relatively rich experience. I assume my academic background, internship experience, and the personal qualities I have demonstrated will help me get such an offer. At least an operations offer should not be that difficult to get. But reality slapped me in the face and I was rejected many times.
我投的很多岗位还是把我给拒了。
That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.